So for the APUSH Hall of Fame, I'd like to nominate Betty Friedan, who was born in 1921 and died in 2006. Who was Betty Friedan? A lot of people don't know, but she was one of the largest proponents of the women's movement. She was a trailblazer, being the first person to introduce the idea that a woman could find happiness outside of the traditional domestic role as a homemaker. So how did she impact American history? So let's start from the very beginning of Friedan's life. She always excelled in school, graduating from Smith College in 1942. She was offered a fellowship at the University of California, but she declined the opportunity to work as a reporter in New York City. 5 years later, in 1947, she married and had 3 children. She attempted to work after having her first child, but was let go after she became pregnant with her second. She then spent the rest of her time at home as a homemaker. It was her time at home that inspired Betty to become a voice for women across the country. She felt unfulfilled living a life solely as a wife and a mother, which drove her to delve into the themes of female life outside of the home further. She surveyed other graduates from Miss Smith College about their life as mothers and wives, and the results she found were profound and very similar to her own experience. The results from Friedan's surveys formed the foundation for her book, The Feminine Mystique. The feminine mystique described this sense of unsatisfaction as the problem that has no name. Her book was revolutionary and sparked the beginning of second wave feminism. Friedan's The Feminine Mystique purported that women in American society were unable to understand themselves and their identity due to the implementation of traditional gender roles. In her book, she challenged the idea that women can only find happiness and fulfillment in their sexual role as a wife and maternal role as a mother. Her book was published in 1963, and by 1964, it had sold over 1 million copies and had become the best-selling nonfiction book in the nation. Betty Friedan's contributions to the U.S. don't stop with her groundbreaking book, however. In 1966, Friedan co-founded NOW, the National Organization for Women, a nonprofit organization that seeks to achieve equal opportunity for women within the United States. She served as president of the organization until 1970 when she stepped down. However, she continued to work on projects promoting female equality, including being at the forefront of the campaign to pass the Equal Rights Amendment to the Constitution. Betty Friedan's contributions to American society don't end here either. She co-founded the National Women's Political Caucus in 1971 as well, and became director of the first Women's Bank and Trust Company in 1971. It's evident that Betty Friedan contributed to a number of different facets of American life. She helped transform life for females in the U.S. for good. Her work as part of the women's rights movement is unforgettable. Therefore, there's no question about it. Betty Friedan deserves to be inducted into the APUSH Hall of Fame without any delay. Here are my references. One of my references is The Feminine Mystique, the book itself. And thanks for watching and for a great year. I really enjoyed this class. It's been one of my favorites.